Hello everyone, welcome back. So today's session is going to be on finding out maximum element in a list. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to write a Python code in order to find out maximum element in a list. But please note it is without using inbuilt function. So I'll teach you how to write a Python code in order to find out the maximum element in a list without using built-in function. And this concept will be very useful when you go for placements. Okay, so based on the placement concept only, I'm going to teach you the actual logic. Okay, so now just let me take a list with 5 elements. Okay, it's just an assumption. So I'm taking static value. What are static values? When I write the program itself, I given the values of the list. I'm not going to read input from the user during runtime. Okay, such program is called a static program. Okay, now I'm going to just assume 5 integer numbers and I'm going to assign those numbers as array list elements. Okay, so I'll assume 10 to be the first element, then 10, then 34 followed by 65, and the last element is 12. Okay, so since within the program itself I'm giving the value to the list, this is called static program. Okay, then how do we check? Now I'll teach you the basic mathematical logic of finding out the maximum element in the list. How many elements are there? There are 5 different elements, right? Now by visualizing, could you please find out which is the maximum element? 20 is not the maximum element among the 5, 10 no, 34 no, 65 is greater, right, among all the elements. So we tell that 65 is the greatest among all the list elements. But mathematically, program, when we write program, how do we actually logically find out? See, it's very simple. First, take the first element. We'll assume that the first element to be the maximum element. Okay, now I'm just tracing here. Please see, maximum is equal to 20. I'll assume maximum to be 20. Then I'll check with 10. Is 20 greater than 10? Yes. Then I retain the maximum value as it is. Since there are few more elements, further elements in the list, then I move to the next element. Now I'll check whether 34, 20 is greater than 34. No, right? Then what I do? I make maximum to be 34. Okay. Then current maximum value is 34. Then I check 34 with 65, the next element. Okay, 34 is not greater than, is 34 greater than 65? No, which means max will be, now max will become 65. Then I check with the 65 with 12. Okay, since it is not greater, which means since there are no further elements to be traced, final maximum value will be 65. This is the mathematical logic. We check one element after the other in the list. Okay, so now let's go on writing Python code in order to find out the maximum element in the list. Please note it is without using inbuilt function. So for all the placements, placement related problems, such type of logic only you have to write. You should not make use of inbuilt functions. Okay, so now what I do, I'll just write print. I'll make a function call greatest of, and I'm passing the argument list as the argument to the function greatest. Okay, see here, I've just written the first line that I'm writing is I'm declaring a list and initializing the list with 5 different elements. Okay, and this type of program is called static program. Then I'm printing the greatest element by making a function call. What is the function name? Greatest. And what is the argument I'm passing? The list. Okay, so now I have to define, write the function definition using the keyword def. What is the function name? Greatest. Okay, so the function name is greatest. And what is the list name I'm passing? A. I could use the same list, or I can use a different variable list name. I can use a different list name where this becomes replica of that. Okay, now I'll have 2 different lists of same values. One is A and the other one is B. Okay, fine. Now come inside. Now what should I do? What did I tell you? First we have to assume that 20 should be the maximum. So I'll use one variable max is equal to A of, it's not A, it is B of 0, right? What is the list name here? It's B, but in the local program here, the list name is A, right? So I'm replacing A with B, so I have to write B of 0. What is B of 0 here? B of 0 is 20, so maximum will be 20. Now after that, I have to read every element in the list. So what is the concept we have to use? We have to go for the concept of looping. Okay, so I'll make use of for some variable x in the list B, every element in list B. Okay, now x b of 0, x maximum is equal to b of 0. I will check with the remaining elements. Okay, come here. Now I'll make a check if my x value is greater than max. Then if it is greater, current value 10 is greater than maximum, then what do? I make maximum is equal to x. Okay, and finally return of max. This return statement is for the function call at line number 10. Okay, this is the simple program for to find out maximum element in the list. Now let me trace the actual code. Okay, now the first line that will be executed will be line number 9. Okay, now what are array elements? 20, 10, 34, 65 and 12. Then it moves to line number 10. What I'm doing in line number 10, I'm printing some value. What is that value? It's only one value, right? What are the arguments here? It is greatest. I'm making a function call. Now control from line number 10 will go to line number 2. From when line number 10 is executed, since I'm making a function call, it moves to line number 10. Now what will happen here? I'm passing the value a list. Okay, now the argument, there is a match in the argument, so it will be value of a will be replaced by with b. Okay, now come here. What is max value? Max is equal to 20, right? Max is equal to 20. Okay, now come to this particular line, line number 4. What is line number 4 for x in b? So it will take the first value, or x value will point to 20. Now it will come. Okay, now it checks, is 20 greater than 20? Initially 20. What is maximum value? I'm assuming to be 20. Okay, first it will check whether x, what is x value now? It's pointing the first index. Okay, is 20 greater than 20? No. So from line number 4, from line number 5, it doesn't go to line number 6 because the condition is false. Okay, now what will happen? It moves to the next iteration. Since it is not greater, it moves to the next iteration. Okay, now what is x value? Here x value will be, initially it is 20. When it comes here, we check if 20 is greater than maximum value is 20. Since it is false, what it does, it doesn't go to next line, it goes to line number 4. Okay, now what is x value? X value becomes 10. Okay, now it comes inside. If x, what is x? 10. Is 10 greater than 20? No, it is false. So it doesn't enter line number 6. So it goes back again to line number 4. Now what is x value? X value is the next number, 34. Okay, 34, right? See, b will also have 20, 10, 34, 65 and 12, right? Okay, now 10 is not greater than 20, so it is false, it will come back. Now what is x value? It is 34. Now it will come here. Is 34 greater than 20? Yes, it's true. If it is true, what happens here? It enters, right? What is maximum value now? It is x value. What is x value? 34. Now I'm replacing the maximum value. Got it? Only when it is true, it enters line number 6. Then after that, it moves to the next iteration because there are few more elements. Now what is x value pointing now? X value has become to 65. Okay, now it comes here. Is 65 greater than, what is maximum value now? It is 34. Yes, it's true, which means again I'm changing the maximum value to be 65. Then again it goes back. What is x value? Now it is 12. Okay, is 12, what is current maximum value? 65. Is 12 greater than 65? No, it's false. When it is false, it's still, the maximum value is retained to be 65. Okay, it doesn't enter into 6, so it goes back. Now since there are no further elements in the list, the loop terminates. Then it goes to line number 7. What is line number 7? I'm going to return a particular integer value. What is that? Return, what is maximum value? 65. Now 65 will come to this particular line and it will print, output will be 65. You got it? Okay, this is how we find out the maximum element in the list without using inbuilt function. So let us run the code now. See, output is 65. We have got the output 65, right? You understood? So we check each number after the other. we assume the first element to be the maximum, then we check with the other element. If it is greater, the current element is greater, then the maximum value will be replaced with the greatest value, and then we finally return. So this is a small part of the program. I'm making use of functions here without using inbuilt function to find out maximum element in the list. I hope you understood. Thank you.